I'm going to begin sewing the Rachel tank, and this is the decorative specialty one that I've done a kit for. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to begin by starting with my dart. Now this is a very stretchy fabric, and I'm going to be sewing with a straight stitch. So I'm actually going to stabilize this, and I have a little piece of twill tape here, and this will be in the kit also. So I'm going to flip it on, might be a little loud. And so my dart is going to be to here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the twill tape underneath and line it up kind of where my dart would be sewn. That way it doesn't get pulled out of shape. And if you have a thinner piece of twill tape, it might be better. Okay. I guess I should be cutting that with scissors. Now because I did the twill tape on the top on this one, I also want to do the twill tape on the top part of this one. So for this, I'm just going to sew from the tip of the dart to the other end. I'll readjust my camera. Okay. And it might be helpful if you actually pin the tape in place. Okay, so our darts are finished. Nice and smooth, no puckering, no pulling, and when we wear it, we don't have to worry about the threads popping because we reinforced it. Now, this is the insert for this, and we're going to be doing basically a lacing detail on here. The one thing we need to actually think about is the hem on this. The rest of the pattern I actually cut out so I use the decorative edge on the lace. So this one, we can probably just keep it raw, or if you want, you could actually just kind of hold it over and do a little hem. It'll probably come up to about here or so. No big deal. I'm probably just going to leave it undone because it's not going to fray or anything. So what I want to do is I actually want to sew this on here first, and I'm going to do it from the bottom since the bottom is straight and the top is slightly curved, and there is a good chance that this is also going to stretch. So I'm going to use my twill tape, and I'm just going to go ahead and get it started on here. And if you're going to sew, let's say, a trim on the bottom, make sure we change where this one is. My scissors. Small avalanche. And make sure I've got this correct. It's going to, actually that's the design, it's going to peek up on that side. So we're going to do this. And I'm doing this because I don't want this blue fabric to stretch. In the kit, I cut it basically so I could use the remainder of the fabric I had, and so it's cut on the stretchy angle. So in order to kind of basically to fix that, oh come on, okay, so I'm actually came off. Catch it. Okay, I caught it on the end. I want to make sure that, actually maybe scoot back. I'm noticing I'm not quite at a good angle. My seat's too high. Okay, so I'm kind of sandwiching these together as close to the edge as I can get, and I do not want to stretch my blue fabric. I notice I'm doing this just a little bit at a time. Okay, and I'm coming up here, and this is actually, I'm going to cut it right there. I'm actually going to be sewing an elastic up at the neckline, so I'll clean finish that. Okay, so if you notice, the blue is not stretched, it looks perfect. I'm going to do that on the other end. I'm going to start my twill tape on the bottom again. So I got that started. Line this up on top. See exactly where this one's going to end. So it has a little bit of weight to it now because of the other side, so just be careful not to pull it. Okay, my lacing panel is all done. Now, if you're not doing this fancy part with the lacing, you can just sew this right onto these panels, which is the next step I'm going to be doing. If for some reason you are working with a very stretchy fabric, you can use some twill tape. And I'll make sure I include some twill tape with all of the kits for this panel at least. Anyone that has the mesh on it, I'll make sure I have the twill tape. And I believe that's it for the straight stitch. Next step is the overlock.